Hello everyone. Today we are going to see about sciatic nerve. It is the thickest nerve in our body and is the main continuation of sacral plexus. In its upper part, it forms a band of about 2 centimeter wide. It begins in the pelvis and terminates at the superior angle of popliteal fossa by dividing into the two parts, which is the tibial nerve and the common peroneal nerve. The origin and root value. The root value is very important and it is L4, L5, S1, S2 and S3. Actually, it is made up of a tibial part and a common peroneal part. So the tibial part is formed by the ventral divisions of the anterior primary rami of these things, that is L4, L5, S1, S2 and S3. And the common peroneal part is made up of the dorsal divisions of the anterior primary rami of L4, L5, S1 and S2. Note that this does not include S3. Common peroneal part has only up to S2. It doesn't include S3. Please note this. So like we can remember this like TV. So like TV and we are inserting a CD into it. We are inserting a CD into a TV. So yeah, tibial part, ventral division, common peroneal part, dorsal division. Now let us look at the course and relations of sciatic. This is the sciatic nerve to orient. So this is the anterior side and this is the sciatic nerve running in the posterior side as we can expect it to be. And this is the piriformis muscle. So what happens is that it arises in front of the piriformis muscle. So here you can see the origin of the sciatic nerve and then it runs below the piriformis muscle with a lateral convexity. Here you can visualize the lateral convexity. See, it is laterally convex. It enters this region via the greater sciatic foramen and after entering here it then continues down between the ischial tuberosity and the greater trochanter to move downwards. Now let us see the relations of this nerve in the gluteal region. It is pretty obvious that we have gluteus maximus superficially and then deep to it we have the body of ischium, the tendon of obturator internus with the two gemelli, that is the superior gemelli and the inferior gemelli, and the quadratus femoris and the obturator externus and then adductor magnus. So these are the relations in the gluteal region, that is deep to it, that is anterior, and medially we have the inferior gluteal nerve and inferior gluteal vessels. And now let us look how it runs in the thigh. It enters the back of thigh at the lower border of gluteus maximus. Remember gluteus maximus, like it is quite obvious only. And then it runs vertically downwards. Initially it had a lateral convexity and now it is running vertically downward up to the superior angle of popliteal fossa and it divides into its two terminal parts, which I had already mentioned, that is the tibial nerve and the common peroneal nerve. So like always you have to look at the relations in the thigh and let us look at this same diagram. And superficially it is crossed by the long head of bicep femoris, that is this one. We have it running superficially and then deep to it, it lies on the adductor magnus. It literally lies over the adductor magnus. And medially we have semitendinosus and semimembranosus and laterally we have bicep femoris, that is here we can look at bicep femoris getting inserted here. So this is a diagram that I have drawn to like emphasize the whole of the relations of sciatic nerve. Also remember, this is quite important, the sciatic nerve is accompanied by a small companion artery which is a branch of inferior gluteal artery. So obviously it would need some blood supply, so this small companion artery is giving its blood supply. And the branches of sciatic nerve, it is very simple, like wherever the sciatic nerve goes, like the muscles in close proximity to it will get supplied by it. So we can look at this table for it, and the only articular branch given by sciatic nerve is for the hip joint. So we have the clinical correlation now, that is the first one is sleeping food. So apparently like in this diagram it is like very clear. So the sciatic nerve runs over the quadratus femoris and the adductor magnus. but there is a part here that the sciatic nerve lies directly over the femur. So in this region, if for example if we are like in some way, in some position, if we compress the sciatic nerve over this place, then there is a paralysis. But however, the sensations come back when the foot is hit on the ground a few times. So there is basically some numbness, but we get it back. So this is called as a sleeping foot. The next one is sciatica. Like, it is very, very common, and it is the shooting pain across the cutaneous distribution of the sciatic nerve and its terminal branches, and chiefly the common peroneal nerve. And it can be caused by either neuritis or disc prolapse. Like, disc prolapse is pretty obvious, like when the disc moves, so the sciatic nerve might get compressed. And finally we have the fluid drop and the sensory loss. So when like there is some penetrating wound or some dislocation of hip, when sciatic nerve is involved, there are loss of movements below the knee, and there is also sensory loss on the back of thigh. Like this diagram shows, like it is not showing the back of thigh, but yeah, there is a sensory loss on the back of thigh and the whole of leg and the foot, but except the area innervated by the saphenous nerve, because saphenous nerve is intact. So obviously only these regions would be affected. And also we have motor loss. Like if sciatic nerve, like due to the same reason, also along with sensory loss, we also have motor loss. That is, there will be the motor loss of hamstring muscles, there will be loss of dorsiflexors, plantar flexors, everters, and the muscles of the sole. Like we can see here, there is wasting of muscles. Peroneal, calf muscles are getting wasted, and similarly here as well. So this is all you need to know about sciatic nerve. Just remember the root value and its branches, and its course is pretty important. Remembering the muscles is just plain common sense. It's going to supply the muscles in close proximity. And in this channel, we'll be talking about just academics and some nerdy stuff. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, then do subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching. See you soon.